If you've played Dead Cells, Enter the Gungeon, or Death's Gambit, then you'll be familiar with the gameplay style of Collapsed. The game features not one, but 4 different characters to use. Each one will have a different playstyle and attributes to help along the way. All of the characters, or hunters, which the game calls them, have 2 types of attack. The first being some sort of projectile weapon such as a rifle, and the second is a melee weapon. This could be in the form of a spear, knives, or a scythe. You'll use this form of attack if you run out of ammunition, and I believe it's a more powerful form of attack, but it's limited by range. Your hunter will also have some passive abilities. Some can steal ammo from enemies or increase bullet damage up to 1.5 times against certain enemies. You will find many items to equip as you make your way through the labyrinth. When you find something useful, open up your inventory, select the item, and it will give some type of description, and then you can equip it. There's upgrades for your weapons and armor. I particularly like the upgrade that homes your bullets and also makes them bounce. While exploring, you will come up on terminals that will give you some information from someone that isn't named, but I'm sure it's related to the game somehow. Other things you can find is a crafting area where you can, of course, craft some weapons. Collapse has an extensive upgrade tree that will take a lot of time to unlock. This will help make you more powerful and your weapons more effective. One thing this game has going for it is that if you die, you don't lose your weapons. That's real satisfying for all the hard work you will be doing. Speaking of hard, there is no difficulty setting to choose, but you can play online co-op with a friend so you can take on over 60 different enemy types and 15 bosses. I can't even imagine fighting one, as I know it's going to be really tough. Some of these enemies, like in Dead Cells, can only be attacked from behind, and some of them have personal shields. These enemies are no pushovers. While some can be taken down with just a few shots, most take multiple. It gets really bad when you throw in 4 to 5 enemies and then add 3 different types. They all have different shooting behaviors, and some can even fly. What's worse is that you run out of ammunition and you have to try to double jump and kill the enemy in the air, or you'll have to try and drop down from a platform and do it that way. I'm also going to have to mention that your character can stick to the wall like Spider-Man. You can move up and down freely so you can shoot the enemy strategically, but you'll have to be really quick because the bullets will come for you. Going alone or with a friend is going to be a real challenge either way, trust me. Moving on to performance, Collapse had an average GPU temp of 64C, and the CPU provided an average temp of 70C, which is pretty decent. Rounding everything off, the FPS was an average 116 FPS. The game had no graphical settings besides VSync, and it was undervolted at -.115. Collapse is a roguelike action platformer in a post-apocalyptic setting, and it's a pretty decent addition to anyone liking these types of games. One thing you might have to get used to is that when you aim, you have to point in the direction you want. This includes melee as well. If you play with a controller, as I was, I kept activating the large map, which is binded to the left thumbstick when pushed in. The music is well done, along with the visuals, and everything fit with the theme of the game, and I have no complaints about it. This pretty much wraps up the overview, and if you would like to check the game out, it's on Steam for $14.99. As always, I have my hardware in the description box, and if you would like to help out the channel, buy from the provided links. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Meanpooh, out.